Hello and welcome back to another extremely special video. Today, the Marwaris came out to Star Stable, and before we really get into them and the video, and Marwaris in the game specifically, I have some bad news. Some terrible news. You may have seen a lot of posts and comments in global chat about very controversial statements about the Marwaris, and I'm here to explain that and also debunk that because, frankly, it's been quite ridiculous. There's a difference between a goofy/cartoonish eye and a terrified eye, and it's not just the eye alone, it's the skin around the eye being tense and pulled up, the muzzle being tense and the widely open nostrils, mouth open and tense, the head tossing, and lastly the ears pinned back. It's a combination of these that make it look like a face of pain. I've seen some people defend the Marwari's facial expressions and saying all Gen 3 horses have eye whites as they're portrayed as more human. I know, but this is not the same. What pains me even more is to see the facial expressions in the horse model and the way that the horse looks so tense all the time. It is almost as if Star Stable were enjoying this. I have tagged a lot of people in my stories, so I suggest you check them out because they can go into much more depth about the facial expressions than I can. Also, to all those who are going to DM me, blah 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 blah. Actually, just remake the whole model. Remove the horse's face expressions and body movement / language. Also, all the animations except the walk and rear need revision. Horses conceal their pain to look less weak to predators. Humans take advantage of this to train them into doing whatever they want. Now, it is obnoxious to me. I'm sure it's obnoxious to a lot of other people, including the Star Stable development team. If you don't know me, you probably don't really know much about my life. I grew up with horses, and I grew up training horses. I trained a few horses in my lifetime. I'm 19 years old now, and I educated myself and through a 4-H program about horse genetics specifically and horse behavior. So this makes me laugh. First of all, this person said something about the mouth being open. The mouth is open maybe like 2 pixels. And this often happens with a lot of horses in the game because if you manage to angle your camera inside of a horse's head in this game, you can see the actual like eyeballs and teeth textures and blah blah blah, but also you can see through the other side of the horse. So when your camera goes inside of the model, part of the skin, whatever you're closest to, becomes transparent. So what you're seeing is translucency from the other side of the jaw, and you're seeing the ground through the mouth. I don't think that's supposed to happen, let alone be a gaping mouth. The terrified eye claim, yeah, I'm going to defend the fact that all of the horses do have more whites in the eyes in this game, just to portray them as cartoonish and human. That is their literal art style. But if you look at, I will show you, actually, we're gonna go get on my fjord horse. This game is far from perfect. This game has a lot of bugs and little like things that should be tweaked but never get around to, and that's what results in all of this crazy stuff. My fjord here, please look forwards. Does that look normal to you? Their eyes actually go in separate directions at a lot of points, kind of like a chameleon. So I don't think any of these horses' eye expressions should be taken very seriously. I know there's also a lot of controversy with the tack, the traditional decorative tack that was released with the Marwaris today. I don't have a problem with it. A lot of people did because they said it was cultural appropriation and just taking this beautiful traditional tack and turning it into something else. But they really didn't. It looks very similar, And yeah, they did put the Harp of Aideen on it. If you look closely at the news towards the bottom where they talked about the bridle, they call the Marwari the Norwegian Marwari, implying that it has some kind of Jorvik blood in it that makes it not a real-life Marwari whatsoever. So, I mean, frankly, I would be more upset if they didn't include the tack at all, because that's telling me that they're not being inclusive with the culture that is behind the Marwari, and they're trying to turn the Marwari into something else. But that's not what they did at all. They kind of, like, took the culture with it and was very sure that these horses are still, they're connected to their roots, specifically. My point is, they're being inclusive. They're not trying to deface these horses as something else. Even if they were, they're definitely not. But, your thoughts, if you think they are. It's a video game. Everyone needs to relax, seriously. This is a game directed towards 13-year-old girls. I'm 100% sure they're not trying to be culturally offensive, let alone it's a video. It's a bunch of pixels on a screen. It's meant to be fun. So, let's keep it that way. There's too many people. Okay, so this one is apparently in Appaloosa. Wow. Oh my god. I personally think they did an absolutely stunning job on these horses. Oh my god, I wish I could give you a closer look. But there's just too many people. Okay, so this is the bright, like, cherry bay. Very cute. This one has a partial badger face, and there's also the palomino that has another badger face, which is very pretty. If you remember... Oh my god, this is rough. Okay, here's the other one. If you remember my last video on the thoroughbreds, where I mentioned the colors being really bland and simple, it's almost as if the gods of Jorvik smiled upon me and said, you know what? I'm gonna make this right. And they threw out these absolutely beautiful colors. They're very unique, each of them. Oh my god. Does he have eyelashes? Hang on a second. No way. They have eyelashes. That is the cutest detail I've ever seen. Alright, less of a crowd. That's a good sign. Here is the liver chestnut. Oh my god. Handsome! He has heterochromia too. That's cute. Frankly, I wish his face marking was a little different. It's not exactly my style, but still cute. I think I'm gonna get the Cherry Bay. They're frankly both very handsome, but I already got a liver chestnut just recently, so. Alright, you handsome. Yes, please. I do not have a name prepared. I was thinking maybe dragon. Maybe East Dragon, because India is towards the east. East Beat! Flame Dancer would be cool. Or Flame... I just saw it. Where'd it go? Flame Caster. Fire Caster. Ooh. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do Fire Dancer. I know it's kind of common, but I think it fits in. should be down here. There he is. Okay. Ooh! I'm so excited. He's so pretty. Damn, look at his dapples. Okay. We'll do, let me take a look at him and then we can evaluate confirmation. Okay, so let's see. I personally don't know a ton about Marwaris. I just know that they're very similar to Kathiawaris and Akaltikis. Proportion-wise, since I know that Marwaris are actually gated horses, which I was very surprised that they didn't include a gate in this. They have a very special gate. I forget what it's called, sorry. That gives them a longer back, so I think they should have had just slightly longer spine to fit their breed, and the neck is kind of cranked up, but I do know that's a part of their breed and stature. These horses are known for being easy to care for and easygoing, but also very unpredictable and sometimes high-strung, so I'm not very surprised. Oh, interesting. The curled ears obviously on point, very narrow as they should be. I mean, they're pretty spot on, to be honest. The tail looks a little bit like plastic, in my opinion, but other than that, like 8.5 out of 10. That's pretty good. I mean, very spot on. It's hard to mess up a Marwari. They're very unique and specific. Now, I'm going to look at the eyes and the mouth a little bit to further debunk the scared face thing. So they mentioned the ears pinning. Where? I don't see it. As far as I've seen, I haven't seen their ears pin whatsoever. Open mouth. I mean, he just like whinnied, but there he be. Nothing. He looks fine to me. Scared eyes. I mean, no. He's looking in that direction. So yeah, there's gonna be more white if he's looking in that direction. It's just looking around. They have the same eyes as any other horse in this game. Come on. Do not be ridiculous. Now, scared horses, in order for them to be, their expression to be considered scared, there also has to be context. Nothing is happening to this horse. Horses don't just become scared out of nowhere. Something has to happen or move or sound for them to react and be scared. Now, since this is a video game, that doesn't happen. There's no scary things in this game there's no plastic bags floating around that you have to dodge. That's not a thing. Everyone needs to relax. Oh my god. Okay. They mentioned tenseness in the eyes and nostrils. I mean, what? I don't see it. They have like big puppy eyes, but that's because the structure of their head makes their eyes more prominent. As you can see, the forehead is very narrow. So they have like bigger eyes and more expressive eyes. Their nose looks totally fine to me. Now you have to keep in mind that just like humans, every horse is very unique. Their facial structure, no matter the breed, they're not always going to be 100% the same. Some horses have more expressive eyes and some horses don't. Some horses have more sunken eyes and some of them are more prominent. It's all in genetic, just literal facial structure like us people. It just happens to be that these horses have particularly expressive eyes in the game. Okay, now that we're done here, we'll go look at the gates. The walk, I think, is 100% perfect. relaxed and rotational, very fluid movement. The tail moves pretty realistically for the actual body movement. My only flaw with it is that the butt cheeks, I guess, I forget what they're called, don't move like at all. The hips move a little bit, but they have no rotation, which leads me to believe that they have like a lot of muscle. The trot, also very rotational. I frankly think it's very cute and prancy, and I love it. That it like even more relaxed. I'm trying to look for tenseness in the face and pinned ears, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. They look just fine and perfect. The canter, very swingy, very rocking horse. Wow. They look a little bit awkward on the canter, just a little bit. I think it's because the hindquarters aren't really rotating with the legs that much. So their upper body looks a little bit stiff, but nothing like terrible. Nothing that I haven't seen in this game before. The mid gallop. Interesting. Very much just an extended canter, but it does look very nice. Oh yeah, that's what's weird about it. The neck and head don't really move. They don't really have their own animation. They kind of just rock with the body and it makes it look a little awkward, but apart from that, the leg movement is really nice. Full gallop. Interesting. See, now their head is moving pretty nicely. I like the full gallop a lot. Very fluid. A lot of people had problems with the turning in place, saying that, oh, it's a forced movement, they are being abused. First of all, these horses are not real. I don't know if you forgot that, or like they're quite fake horses. They're in a video game. But this is the turning in place. They do like a little dance. Oh my god. It's the cutest shit I've ever seen in this game. Now, some information about unnatural gaits in horses. The piaffe that is on the Lusitanos in this game, and the Spanish walk that is on the Andalusians in this game, both of those are unnatural movements for horses, and I saw like little to no controversy on those. Nobody cared. Everybody thought it was excellent. But those horses go through a lot of work to achieve doing those movements so perfectly. Frankly, I think it's literally fine. He's does not look scared whatsoever. In fact, he looks like he's out to lunch. Not to mention, the most unnatural movement and most common movement in domesticated horses is the reverse. Ooh, okay. I don't like how the front legs kind of snap in place. That's a little bizarre. But the reverse is not a natural movement. Horses do not do this in the wild ever. In fact, they're scared of doing this in the wild. One, because their peripheral isn't the best, so they can't look behind themselves. And it's hard for them to comprehend where to put their legs in order to smoothly go backwards. Every single horse in the game knows how to back up. Not like 98% of horses that are broken and trained in real life know how to back up. Very simple movement, but also very unnatural movement. You can teach them how to do that without abusing them. I've done it several times. Trust me, I do not abuse horses whatsoever. I'm very against that. And I've seen zero controversy about horses backing up in this game, which leads me to believe that these people aren't doing their research at all. They're just kind of like spitting out their anger at this game because I don't know. A sliding stop? Interesting. It's not bad. It's just very cartoonish. They do a dive, which is, I don't see horses doing that unless they're lunging towards a horse aggressively, trying to make them move. So it is a little bizarre to see them do that nosedive, but like completely calm. But I guess it's just stylized. I still don't see any tension in their face, like, at all. And they kind of like slide when they're getting upright again. They're very slidey. I hope they refine that just a little bit. The sliding stop is kind of weird. The rear. Aww, you cutie. Very hoppy and very real. Unlike the thoroughbred, these are very nice. Their tail is a little flippy. Zero fear. I just see a little white in his eye, just like every other single horse in this game. He looks dopey, frankly. So, the moment we've all been waiting for. Press space, and these horses do a fucking bow. Oh my god. I screamed when I saw the spoiler for this. Good job. Good job, developers. I think that this is one of the best animations in the game, by far. I'm not gonna forget this time. The jump. This is the canter jump. Ooh. Very smooth, actually. Very fluid. Similar to the thoroughbred jump. Very, very nice. The mid gallop jump. Also very fluid. Very nice. They're very confident jumpers. That's cute. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like so I know, and leave a comment on what you think of this horse, what you think should be changed and what shouldn't be. And hit that bell because I post pretty inconsistently. Sorry about that. Subscribe to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.